Hello everybody, Angias here and welcome back to Sabikui Bisco episode 6. And it is yet again very hard for me to make any predictions as to what's gonna happen because the last episode ended very, maybe not definitively, but ended without any sort of a cliffhanger. So we don't really have any expectations for what's gonna happen next. Bisco saved the village of the kids from the floating man-eating pufferfish. Milo saved those kids from some calcification illness or whatever it was, and they moved on Akutagawa with a new weapon. And we don't really know where they're going next. We know that they are going probably into the underground, into the metro system, and they're gonna use that to get to their goal quicker. But we don't know what exactly is gonna happen, where exactly are they gonna go into the metro, what awaits them. All of that remains to be seen. We've also had a taste of split storytelling because a part of the last episode was sacrificed to what was her name? Pau. Yep. Part of the last episode was sacrificed to Pau as she's going somewhere. We don't know where. We know that she encountered a pair of really weird people who were making Frankenstein monsters out of the unfortunate people they met passing by. That was very weird. They weren't even cannibals. At least they didn't seem like cannibals. They were just making trophies and flesh robots out of the dead bodies, which is even weirder than if they were actual cannibals, to be perfectly honest with you. And then they went and commit and live via an explosion. Because, Pau would have probably hunted them down if they didn't do that either, so they went out on their own terms. But still kinda odd. Where is Pau going next? I don't know. Where was she going in the first place? I don't know. I have my suspicion that she's going after Bisco. But is she? I've absolutely no clue. I don't think anybody has any clue at this point. And of course, Jabi was discovered by the governor, whose name I forgot. Kurokawa? I think his name's Kurokawa. Yeah, he was discovered because he didn't know the secret signal. So what's gonna happen to Jabi? That's yet another mystery. What happened to the jellyfish girl? Yet another mystery. We don't know what's gonna happen. We cannot really have any particular expectations because the last episode ended without leaving us any leads into what's gonna happen next. Now I know there was that preview, but to be perfectly honest with you, I completely forgot what was in that preview. I think the jellyfish girl was there, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, I think the only way to figure out what's gonna happen next is to simply watch the episode. So we should probably do exactly that. Oh, cable, cable. Work with me for once in your life. Okay, got it all sorted. Let's give you guys some subs. Let's give you a timer. That's a brand new addition suggested on my Discord server. If you also have other suggestions how to improve my videos, join my Discord server, talk about it, or leave a comment, whichever you want. I'm gonna give myself some sound. Camera is right? Yeah, camera is mostly correct. Okay, and let's roll, shall we? Sabikui Bisco, episode 6, version by subs, please, as always, is gonna be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're starting it with the OP. I'm not complaining, I really like the OP. And this is yet again a rooibos tea with cinnamon and orange. Sand whales. We're yet to see the sand whales. I love this show so much. Like, no kidding, no joking. Probably my favorite show so far out of the non-seasonals that I've seen. Out of the seasonals that I've seen so far. Now, granted, I haven't seen all that many seasonals because it's the only second. Yeah, we're now in the second season of my reaction, so to speak. So I haven't seen that many, but so far, that's my favorite. I liked Tact of Destiny, I liked Sahet and a Paladin, I liked Tsukitolaka and Nosferatu, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed those Frontline and Tokyo 24Ku and all those other shows, but this takes the cake, absolutely. Companions and Prey. I'm assuming our companion will be the Squid Girl. Is she gonna be joining us? Yeah, should have probably prepared a little better. Akutagawa froze. Oh no, it's a crashed helicopter. We're gonna get us some food. Yeah. You're not quite that good of an archer yet. Oh. Oh! Okay. Okay, Milo is learning something from the Mushroom Keepers. And that's the. Yep. Yep. Might as well let her join you at this point. And they keep saving you. Then repay the favor as soon as possible. The helicopter. Yep. She's really handy. Okay. Somebody has AA guns. Oh. Yeah, we're getting a little bit deeper into her mind. That's nice. She's been through hell and back. Neither of those endings were nice. Yeah, exactly. Ah, you tsundere. Her frozen heart is slowly melting. Slowly thawing, should I say. Yep. I knew she's gonna join sooner or later. No fighting. Akutagawa doesn't like fighting. Bunch of yurtas? Time to start salvaging then. They want Akutagawa? Ah. Okay, she's helping us. She was, but she's also helping you. I love their team dynamics. Yeah, you're not getting in. Or maybe you are. Guess they won't be able to take Akutagawa with them, though. Uh, yeah, Bisco isn't all that great of a mushroom keeper, is he? I mean, he is a great mushroom keeper, but not quite that great. So if you can start one of them up. What was that? Do you have fuel, electricity to power it up? Do you even have yen? Gonna jumpstart it. She's handy to have around, isn't she? Hmm. Okay, so the Tetsujin were like actual war robots. At least I assume they were. How long will that relaxation last, though? He likes the life outside of the city walls. Yep. He's not overthinking, he's just reflecting on what he's seen. And of course, he's blushing at Bisco's praise. uh, family. Yeah, okay. That works too. Yeah, now you're gonna have to save him not only from rusting, but also from Kurokawa. It's family. The only family he has. Everybody's blushing here. Milo is blushing because of Bisco. Jellyfish is blushing because of Milo. All that's left is for Bisco to blush because of Jellyfish. We're gonna close the circle. Rust Eater? Okay, so all you need is to find a tube worm, shoot it with an arrow, and it's gonna grow the Rust Eater. Is that how it works? Kinda weird that it still works after all those years. She's not coming along. Okay, jellyfish it is. Bisco will. Bisco absolutely will laugh. Tyrol. Okay, even Bisco is warming up to her. And she's also warming up to our team. She gonna jump on at the last moment? Or is she really going her own way? Come on! Come on, jellyfish! Come on! You can still chase them. You can still join them. The train isn't that fast. Oh, I guess she's not joining quite yet. Is that the pipe snake? No, it's some oil squid. The fuck is an oil squid? Believe in me that believes in you. Explosives? Okay, it seems like Milo has his own set of special arrows. Spider-Man arrows, explosive arrows. Acid arrows. I mean, that's what Bisco has, but... Yep, we're not done yet. The music, though. That wasn't enough to kill it. Milo the Crab Whisperer. Explosive arrow? Please do. Don't hesitate. Hey! I love this scene. I love this scene. Oh, that's a nice landscape. That's a really nice landscape. Spores. Giant birds now? What the fuck is this? That's the pipe snake? Why does it have fingers and feet? What is that? Why does it have fingers and human legs? What the fuck? Pau? The best possible timing. The best possible timing. All you need is to show her that Milo is alive and she's gonna help you. I did not expect Pau to catch up to us so soon. But what the fuck was that pipe snake? It's like something out of the Eternal Cylinder, that game. It has those weird amalgamations of human bodies and machines and whatnot. Like, so far, the creatures in this show were completely out of whack, but were reasonable, quote unquote, right? The flying pufferfish were just giant pufferfish that were flying. Okay, that's fine. Sand whales, they're just whales that live in the sand. Cool. Oil squid, whatever, it's a squid made of oil. Sure, it's a post apocalyptic world. A squid mutated, ate some oil, and turned into an oil squid. But this thing, a huge behemoth that on its first part of the body, instead of legs, it has fingers, and on the back of the body, it has human legs. Rows of human legs. What the fuck? The stolen rust eater. I'm assuming maybe it's gonna be the evil mushroom keeper, or Kurokawa's people were trailing Pau and they're gonna steal it. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go through this episode again, shall we? Oh man. Most of this episode was pretty normal as Sabikui Bisco can go. But then the last moment, this pipe snake, what the fuck was that? Like, see, sand whales, they're just whales with some weird growth. Sure. The escargot fighter, it was just an escargot with a shell of a plane. Uh, the chain gun hippos, they were just hippos with miniguns on their backs. Akutagawa is just a giant crab. The shrimp temple was just a giant shrimp. We've never seen a creature like the pipe snake. For a moment, I thought that Milo hit something and it awoke something from beneath the snow, snow slime or something, and that was what attacked the rabbit. And that it's a good thing that Milo missed, because now they will know to go around that area to not run into the snow slime. But no, apparently it's Milo's arrow. Boom shroom and steel spider poison. Essentially a Spider-Man arrow with with toxic, poisonous net web thing. And yeah, our fates are intertwined. And she's rabid like a dog. She managed to fix a helicopter all by herself, and she was shot down by a gun in the Shimobuki base. What is a Shimobuki base, and why did they shoot her down? I don't know. I thought that most, if not all, of the weapons, the guns, all of the like big weapons were rusted, right? All the cannons, the tanks, the cars, and all that was just covered in rust and non-functional. But apparently, there are still things like this anti-air gun. I like this bit of characterization we get to her. I've always done whatever it took to survive, no matter how dirty or pathetic it was. It's not like I chose a life of negative karma. Yeah, I like her characterization here. For the longest time, she was mostly a comic relief. Like, let's be honest, that's what she was. Always falling flat on her face and complaining about it and being a little shit, essentially. But no, she is a much deeper character than that. And I always appreciated when even seemingly comic relief characters get some proper good characterization. She's not just a comic relief, she is a person of her own. And the actions she takes came from somewhere, right? She's not being all cunning and being a little shit because she has to be for the script, for the story. She is like that because her life shaped her like that. Her experiences in life made her like that. And I really like that we're taking a moment to talk about it. And we go like really super deep into it. Uncharacteristically deep. So far, she's been just a comic relief. And now, maybe I'm done with trying to live this dull life. If it weren't for you two, my life would have had a nice, neat ending, right? We're going into the deep end. Like, really deep, into really serious things. And yeah, Bisco is of course right. That ain't the reaction of someone who's given up on life. And in this particular shot, he looks like so much of a Bishonen. No wonder she's blushing. I only want Panda-kun to pay attention to me. No, they come in sets. You want Panda-kun, you also want Bisco. The situation where, she will eventually be like, oh, this is my boyfriend, and this is my boyfriend's boyfriend. Yeah, that's basically their dynamic here. Milo gets all the ladies and all the men and everybody. I still firmly believe that Kurokawa has the hots for him. Bisco probably not, but Milo blushes an awful lot in Bisco's presence. So there has to be something to that. I'm just memeing. Don't treat me seriously. Yeah, she's joining us, and I love their group dynamic. I absolutely adore their group dynamic. Akutagawa doesn't like arguing. And who are they? They're like tiny people in spacesuits. Like the What were those Mass Effect aliens called? The Volus? I think they were Volus or Volnus or something like that. Yeah, kind of remind me of that, and of those desert people from Star Wars, those short ones with masks and bows, and I don't remember what they had. It's been ages since I've last seen Star Wars. I guess every fantasy and sci-fi franchise has to have someone like that. Of course, they want Akutagawa. Earn their gratitude now, and the returns will be huge. Yeah, and yes, she was mocking them, but through that mockery, she managed to convince the trader that if you're gonna give them some goods and you get them on your good side, then you're gonna get some return because they are super dumb and they will fall for everything as soon as they like you. They probably have no plans of stopping by this village again, so there's no risk. And there's a big reward. Dry giant eel for the blankets and the field guide. Glow shrooms. Yeah, Bisco doesn't have everything covered. Not quite. Tyrell is really handy to have around. She's she's an amazing mechanic. She managed to kickstart this train by her own. She managed to fix a helicopter by her own. She would be a great asset to our team. Honestly, I would like for her to join us. And not only because she has great chemistry with the rest of our team, with Bisco and Milo, but also because I wouldn't want her to turn into a Deus Ex Machina. Right? I wouldn't want there to be a situation where Bisco and Milo are stuck with some mechanical thing, and suddenly, oh wow, would you look at that? It's Tyrell laying buried in halfway in the ground there. Let's help her, and she's gonna help us, and then we're gonna split apart again. I wouldn't want that to be the pattern in this show, where we only meet Tyrell if we need someone handy with machines. I really wouldn't. I'd rather she join us permanently. If she does, then there wouldn't be any possibility of a Deus Ex Machina situation because she's with us the whole time, right? But we'll see how they handle it. We got put in charge of repairing an excavated part of Tetsujin. So, I'm assuming those giant robots, like the one in the Salt Village where all the kids were, they were actually like functional war machines at some point. They weren't just decorations in a theme park, they were like actually functional. And there are more of them around. And some of them are long buried and need to be excavated, some of them are destroyed. And people still yearn for their power. They want to rebuild them and fix them, or at least like fix up an arm cannon and strap it to a car to have a weapon. Something like that, you know? Scavenge the remains of that Tetsujin and create something out of it. If you can't have a whole Tetsujin, you can at least grab the torso of it, strap some tracks or wheels to it, and maybe use that. I like it, and it gives us a little bit more insight in the past world. We know that it's been advanced enough to create robots like that. And it also gives us, possibly, that's just my theory, that it might be giving us insight into why the rusting was created and how it was created. This is my theory that the rust was created to stop those Tetsujin as the ultimate weapon against them. right? Regular fire or tanks and whatnot didn't work on those Tetsujin, so someone came up with an idea: why don't we create a virally spreading rust? They're made of metal after all, they will rust. So they released that, they defeated the Tetsujin thanks to that, but what they did not predict is that the rusting will spread absolutely everywhere, that they won't be able to contain it, and it will start spreading even on living beings. Kind of like the infested in Warframe. They were also created as a weapon against an enemy, but eventually got out of control, out of containment, and it started spreading and consuming entire planets. And eventually it learned how to infect mechanical things and electronic things. A virus was able to control robots and whole entire spaceships. It got completely out of control. I have a feeling that the Rust might be something like that. Created as a weapon against the Tetsujin, but then it got out of control. Factory workers rusted to death one after another. Yeah. I'm assuming that was because there was so much of the Rust virus, let's call it that, left on the Tetsujin. And yeah, Milo had a grand time getting out of the city walls and exploring the world as it is. And I'm kind of envious, to be perfectly honest with you. I live in a city. I mostly see concrete and what's it called? The tar-like substance laid on the ground. Asphalt. Yeah, I mostly see concrete and asphalt and glass and steel outside. Now, my city still has like plenty of greenery. I see a lot of trees and a lot of grass out of my window, but it doesn't quite compare to when I was living back in the boonies. Uh, like, not even like super back in the boonies. It was a village that was slowly transforming into a small town. But I was able to go out and wander through the forest, for example. And it was a big forest. There were some mountains in there, like small well, not even mountains. That's the wrong word I used. Hills, like big hills. And I was able to climb those hills, explore the forest, visit the, like, all that stuff. I was able to do that. And now that I'm in the city, I kinda yearn for that. I kinda yearn for that freedom of being able to just connect with nature on that degree. I would love to go visit, I don't know, Iceland or Finland or something like that and wander those volcanic landscapes covered in just moss. That's my thing. I would love to have a cottage on an island and live in the nature. As long as I have fast speed internet. As long as I have fast speed internet and like Uber Eats gets there, then I would be perfectly fine. Okay. Yeah, not everyone could have saved as many people as Milo did. And of course, Milo is blushing. Is Jabi-san your mentor? I want to know who I should ask for your hand when we go back. Yeah, he is a mentor and a father. Fairly stern at first, but of course they grew close together. And of course we are saving both of them. Saving Pawu will be an easy job because, I mean, she's gonna join up with them very soon. So as soon as they find the Rust Eater, they will be able to test if it works by just administering it to Pawu, right? Super simple. Saving Jabi will be a little bit a little bit harder because they will have to go through Kurakawa. Whether yeah, Jabi will probably end up in some sort of prison, in some sort of a dungeon or something, and they will have to like literally go through Kutagawa to get to Jabi. So saving him will be a little bit more difficult. Then again, Rust Eater seems to have been stolen from what we've seen in the previews, so maybe not even saving Pawu will be all that easy. Rust Eater. Yeah. I'm assuming the pipe snake's body grows the Rust Eater mushroom. Right? If you shoot down this bird creature, then... Yeah. If you shoot down this bird creature, then... yeah. You shoot down the Scorched Shrike, and Shiitake will grow on his dead body. You kill the pipe snake, or the tube worm, or whatever they call it, Rust Eater will grow on its body. That's a nice mechanic, but the pipe snake is huge and creepy, incredibly creepy. The journey sounds fun, but without life there's nothing. I mean, you'd have better chance of survival if you joined us. Ochagama Tirol. Sure. And yeah, Bisco very much warmed up to her. We should have asked her name sooner, since there is a thread of fate linking us. And Tyrell, of course, also warmed up to us. Akaboshi, Milo, thank you. Now this pipe snake looks significantly less creepy on this illustration than it does in real world. Oil squids. I really like this scene. Milo's hand is shaking. He cannot aim properly. And then Bisco. And we get the epic music in the background. The power of friendship, the power of partnership is gonna help them. They are partners right now, whether they want it or not, whether they realize it or not. And when they are together, they can achieve anything. That's what this scene is showing us. And Bisco also becoming a mentor to Milo, at least somewhat. At least when it comes to survival. Steady hand. This is a classic shot. This is a very classic shot. Two faces overlaid one on the other. This is... it's been in so many shows. You either have like the pilot of the Gundam and the Gundam's head, or you have one member of the party and the other member of the party overlaid on top of one another. It's very common and very classic and very powerful. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Explosion. Almost trigger stars. That's a very nice impact frame. Not only is the light coming out of its mouth, but also its eyes. And now we're getting almost a negative. Couple of frames of it. Completely black screen for a couple of frames. And then the explosion. Growing light. And the explosion proper. That's a very nice impact. Couple of impact frames. White screen, smoke. And we arrive outside. This is an amazing landscape. I absolutely love it. I love landscapes like this. Weeping Child Ravine. Okay, so the Rust Eater is not something new. It's not something unknown. Mushroom keepers had access to it before. Harvested it before. 15 years ago. So what happened to it? I'm assuming that once they harvested it, they would have created some cure, and some sort of a cure would have been known by then. If not, then they would have at least harvested the spores and propagated this mushroom, created more of it, created arrow tips that grow Rust Eater and spread it. You'd think that what would have happened. Why didn't it then? If mushroom keepers had access to the Rust Eater, why didn't they use it? I love the design of this monster, except its legs. Why? 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 Nothing, no creature so far had any human elements to it. Why does it have human fingers? Why does it have human legs? Also, all the creatures so far were based on like real animals. This is completely alien. This is not a snake. Snakes don't look like that. Snakes don't have legs. No legs, not even like finger legs. Finger legs and leg legs are even worse. Is there something more going on in this world? Has some sort of an alien invasion taken place? Or are there some places in the world where creatures like that just appear and evolve? Were the Tetsujin created to fight those monsters, maybe? But they lost, because those monsters somehow were able to release the rust. I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue. The existence of this monster, of the tube snake, completely fucks up my understanding of this world so far, honestly. It has human teeth. It has human finger legs. It has human legs. Worst possible timing? No. It is the best possible timing. Because you have Milo with you. Just stop Pau, say, hey, Milo is there. Go talk to him. Milo just waves, hey, Pau, it's me. Solved. Pau is now on your side and helps you fight the snake. The true enemy is people. The stolen Rust Eater. Yeah, who's gonna steal it? That's what I'm curious about. Either Kurokawa's people or the evil mushroom keeper that was foreshadowed in the last episode. Either of the two, and I'm not sure which. Then again, even if the Rust Eater is stolen, the body of that snake can grow more, right? I don't know. Maybe they can't. Who knows? Someone's calling me again. That was a great episode. I did not, for the life of me, expect that snake at the end. I've no clue what it was, where it came from, but it's a huge surprise. Its existence is a huge surprise to me. And I just cannot wait for the next episode. Because we are gonna get an epic fight with that huge snake. We're gonna get some nice moments with Pau, that's for sure. And we're gonna have someone steal the Rust Eater from us. So we're gonna have a new villain established or an old villain re-established, depending who's it gonna be. If it's gonna be the evil Mushroom Keeper, then we're gonna have a new enemy, a new antagonist. Right? We're gonna have to go against that evil Mushroom Keeper to retrieve the Rust Eater. If it turns out to be Kurokawa, then we're gonna tie him in even more as the villain, because now not only was he responsible for destroying Milo's clinic, not only was he responsible for the balloon worm in Tyrol, not only was he responsible for catching and I'm assuming jailing Jabi, now he will also be responsible for stealing the Rust Eater. So that's gonna level him up even more as an antagonist. So far, he's been an accidental antagonist, so to speak. He wasn't in direct opposition to Bisco. It just so happened that Bisco's goals conflicted with Kurokawa's goals, so they had to fight indirectly as it was, but they had to. But now that Kurokawa has Jabi, and now that I'm gonna assume Kurokawa's people steal the Rust Eater, he's gonna be promoted to a direct antagonist who stands in direct opposition to Bisco. And that's gonna be interesting. And that's gonna be very interesting. I wonder if Pau is gonna join us. I hope she will. I mean, that would be like the only logical thing to do here. If Pau doesn't join us, then either someone will be really fucking stupid. No, then someone would have been really fucking stupid if Pau doesn't join us. Either Pau would be really fucking stupid by not joining, or the writers would be really fucking stupid for finding out some excuse as to why Pau won't join us. I don't know, maybe there will be some actual good excuse, but I don't think so. I don't think there can be any actual good excuse for that. Unless maybe Pau will go back to the city to protect the city from Kurokawa, and Bisco and Milo will go chase after the mushroom thief. I don't know. It's impossible to predict, honestly, because we weren't shown anything about who stole the mushroom, right? I like this previews. I like the previews of in Sabikui Bisco. They don't spoil things. They hype you up. They hype you up real good, but they don't show any spoilers. Yeah, that was just a genuinely good episode that had some amazing character development for pretty much everybody. Had a nice cliffhanger that hypes us up for the next episode. Yeah, it was an overall great episode. I really enjoyed it. But did you enjoy it? Tell me down in the comments what you thought of this episode, what you thought of my reaction, what you thought of the timer, or what you think of my theories. Just don't spoil me anything, please. I know that Sabikui Bisco has a manga, it probably has a light novel as well. So if you read them, don't spoil things, please, I beg of you. If something was omitted in the anime and would have been otherwise known, sure, I'll leave it at your discretion. But no spoilers, please. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Like with the timer. Someone told me that the timer was missing, so I added a timer. You can do that as well. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of future releases. It's not only Sabikui Bisco, but also Symphogear, Tokyo 24Ku, Arifureta Season 2, and those Frontline. If any of the series interest you, they're gonna be somewhere in the cards in the corner, so you can click there and go straight to the playlist. If you really like what I'm doing, you can support me on Patreon, link in the description. For just $1 a month, you get access to a role on my open Discord server. It's open to everybody, but for $1 a month, you get a role and access to a Patreon-only channel. For $10, you get early access to my non-seasonal shows. This time, it's Symphogear. Episode 6 of Symphogear was released on Saturday, and episode 7 was released on Patreon. So I heard many people like episode 7. If you like it as well, you can watch it early, or you can wait until the next week. You're gonna get the exact same video, just a bit later. Join my Discord server that I already mentioned indirectly. It's open. Click the link, it's in the description. Come, join, hang out, talk to us. There's like 15 people there, so it's still fairly small, fairly cozy. You will find some nice emotes there as well. And share this video, of course. Help spread the word. The more people spread the word about my videos and my channel, the more YouTube itself spreads the word. That's how it works. It's a snowball effect. So if you want to help the channel, help me, but you don't want to pay on Patreon or something, you can help. That's the word I was looking for. You can help by sharing this video with your friends, with your family, with complete strangers if you want. And yeah, I think that's it. That's the end of my shilling. So, as always, do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers! And this is another thing you get if you support me on Patreon. You get to be on this list no matter the amount of your support. Even for $1, you will be there.